Have you ever watched videos of people renovating their closets and you're like, your closet is literally the size of my entire living room? If there are two things that YouTube is really good at, it's one, making you feel like you're not doing enough, and two, making you kind of wish that you had bigger and fancier things. Let's be real, sometimes you just don't have a lot of time or a lot of space, and that's okay. Today, we're gonna keep it simple. We're gonna slow down and do something realistic. We are gonna renovate a small closet in one weekend. So friends, let's get started. This video is sponsored by AG1. All right, I honestly feel like the hardest part of this project is gonna be filming this for YouTube because it's such a tiny closet. Like this literally is only like 3 feet wide on the inside, so bear with me. Also ignore the mess over there. I'm working on another project in the basement and clearly we just have stuff everywhere. Okay, so the theme of my home is teeny tiny closets. There are literally no walk-in closets in this entire house. I've always wanted a pantry. I don't have the space for it upstairs, so when I renovated the basement, I did build out this small closet. And now it's time to get it fully customized and organized, and that's really only gonna take a weekend because this is a small space. Almost there. This is why I should not be allowed to have nice things. I have not hung up any of these accessories, and I've had this vacuum for like a year. So as you can see, I've just been piling things in here because there's nowhere to put anything. And so after clearing out the space, I then took some measurements to figure out how big I wanted the storage unit to be. I swear this is why I keep scraps, just to write plans on. Got our measurements, let's make some cuts. Now this is a super small closet. It is literally only like 6 feet tall and 3 feet wide. So there isn't a ton that we can do in here. So I'm basically just making a bookshelf with a wider shelf that goes across the top. And that way we can actually store things vertically in this space instead of just piling them on the floor. Now, when I said this was an easy project, I was not kidding. This is so easy to customize. You can add as many shelves as you need to for this. You can add 2, 3, 4, heck, even 6 if you're feeling a little frisky. One down, a bunch more to go. For me, I added 4 cubby-like shelves as well as a longer shelf up top and a space for my vacuum cleaner to hang and to charge, but I'll leave a link to all of the dimensions, materials, and everything else below this video for you to check out in case you want to do exactly what I did for my small closet. And speaking of links below this video and things to check out, let's take a little break from cutting here for a moment for a little replenishing and talk about the sponsor of today's video, AG1. So I recently added AG1 to my daily routine, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hooked. I'm all for easy ways to make sure I'm giving my body what it needs to succeed on a daily basis, and AG1 really fits in so well with my busy lifestyle. For those of you who don't know about them yet, AG1 is a powdered mixture that has tons of different health benefits, included but not limited to prebiotics and probiotics to help with digestion, vitamins and nutrients to help support energy levels and a healthy immune system, and daily nutrients that help cover nutritional gaps. Listen, I'm the first to admit that I don't always keep track of what I'm eating on a busy schedule, so it's nice to know that even on days when I'm on the road or super busy working, that I'm still fueling my body the right way by drinking AG1. Side note, I'm pretty skeptical about the benefits of taking supplements on a daily basis, but I've definitely noticed a difference in my energy levels since adding AG1 to my morning routine. That being said, if you want to add AG1 to your routine or just check out some more information about them, you can use the QR code on the screen or the link in my video description. But now that I'm fueled up and ready to roll, let's get back to this project. All right, friends, so now that all the pieces are cut, it is time for assembly. I decided to use my Craig jig for this one, but I only used it in the top piece and the bottom shelf piece. So if you don't have one of these, you really don't need one. You could just use screws, or you could also use wood glue and nails, which I used for the center shelves you'll see in a second here. But since I have the jig, I used it, and by using it, now I don't have to cover up screw holes later. I'm in a wood case of emotion. Let's get this bottom shelf on. So I'm not really storing anything super heavy in this shelving system. It's mostly toilet paper and paper towels and like baskets full of mop heads. So I really probably could have just used nails and wood glue and would have been totally fine. But by adding those screws, it just adds a little bit of extra support to all of these shelves in case I decide to store anything heavier on them in the future. Yes. Ooh, perfect. Shorter on the top, 3 taller ones. Love that for me. Now we could do perfectly spaced 15 inches each. So one thing I just want to mention is if you're building shelves that are going across the entire inside of the closet, you're going to want to actually build that in the actual closet itself. I have another small closet DIY tutorial on my channel that I will link below this video for you to check out if that is something you want to do. But either way, no matter what you're installing in your closet, you definitely want to make sure it's secure. So I also like to put some support blocks into the studs and then screw the shelf into those supports. The reason I do this instead of screwing them directly into the wall is that sometimes studs and walls just aren't perfect, and this allows for room anywhere on the shelf to be able to be screwed into something sturdy. But once they were installed and plumb, it was time for the big shelf. Yes! Let's get a shelf up. Now we're almost done. So luckily this will fit here, but I literally don't remember how I got this. Okay, I gotta nail this in or screw it? I think we're gonna screw it. I'm too short for this. I need to put some sort of support here, so let's do that. I still think this needs to be screwed in back there somewhere. That's so much better. It literally just took one shim. All right, I think it's time for trim. So honestly, the hard part is over. The shelf is in, and it's built, and it's there, and it's sturdy, and everything is drilled into some sort of support bracket. So now that that's done, it is time for some trim to just make it look a little more profesh. For this, I literally just use 1x2s and nail them to the face of the shelf, and yeah, that's it. That's how easy it is to make these things look super profesh. I'm doing the chef kiss movement, like you can see what I'm doing. Now, last step on day one of this 2-day build was to just fill in any holes and openings, and we're gonna let that dry overnight because tomorrow we're gonna sand and we're gonna stain. Let's sand. Got myself this cute little detail sander. Highly recommend. This is perfect for small spaces. So this is the part of the project where I tell you, like, throw out all that DIY knowledge, throw out all the tool knowledge, throw out the building knowledge. The only thing you really need to be good at this point in this process is being really good at twister or limbo, because working in this small space was a challenge. But the good news is that we're almost done. So after sanding and staining, I let everything dry and gave just like a quick coat of an oil-based finish. And then it was time to just really put everything back in this closet. I wasn't kidding. This really is like a solid 2-day weekend project. Like, I know I'm always talking about how I wish I had a bigger closet or a bigger house sometimes, but I'm not gonna lie, being able to finish organizing and building out your entire closet in a weekend is kind of dope. I know I used to do a lot more weekend projects on my channel when I had a full-time job, and I've been doing a lot of bigger projects now that this is my full-time job, but if you like these weekend projects, definitely let me know in the comments below. Like, let's do more of these. It really is pretty incredible how just like adding some shelving to a closet just helps organize it so much better. This thing went from just like cluttered packs of things on top of each other to nice and organized, and I'm stoked about it. Now, this was a quick and easy one. I hope you all loved it. If so, definitely subscribe to the channel. Come on, hang out with me. We're going to be sharing a brand new series starting in 2 weeks, and I can't wait. So I'll see you then, friends, and happy DIYing.